Ruse, Your Excellency Joseph Feninos, Head of the Gibran National Committee, Mr. Joseph Jaja, Director of the Gibran Museum, and a dear friend. Today we are gathered here to celebrate life and work of two greatest literary figures of India and Lebanon, Tagore and Khalil Gibran. Both of them shared so much in common. Both were from the East, the Orient, and still chose to address their Western audience in English. Both of them were from the countries which were under occupation of the foreign powers at that time. India under the British rule, while Lebanon under the Ottoman rule. Both of them had seen so much of pain and suffering of their people because of famines in Lebanon and also in Bengal, from where Tagore came. They could understand people's pain, yet they decided to give them hope, give them a message of peace, freedom and enlightenment. Tagore and Gibran were contemporary. Whether they met or not has been a matter of a scholarly debate, but I think this debate has rested with what I heard from the scholars here, that they did meet. What is sure is that they both knew about each other extensively and they influenced each other, and in an unknowing manner they complemented and completed each other. We are so happy and proud that the Gibran Museum is hosting this first ever exhibition on life and works of Tagore in Bishari here. I am sure Gibran would have always wanted Tagore to visit him in this beautiful town of Bishari, which he loved most, where he was born, and chose to return to spend his last years. We are very happy Tagore is visiting Bishari today, thanks to the efforts and supports of all of you. Tagore was the first non-Western literary figure to win the Nobel Award in literature. He was for universalism, for human dignity, and he was deeply moved by the independence movement going on in India at his time. In fact, at one time, after the killing of thousands of peaceful Indian protesters by the British police in Jallianwala Bagh, he renounced the title of Sir. So, we call him Gurudev. Gurudev means the teacher, the eternal teacher, who can guide the world towards peaceful coexistence. And yet he said, a teacher can never truly teach unless he is still learning himself. A lamp can never light another lamp unless it continues to burn its own flame. Tagore was multi-talented. Not only he was a writer, but he was a painter, a philosopher, a composer, and social reformer, and educationist as well. He said the highest education is that which does not merely gives us information, but makes our life in harmony with its existence. And he had also once said that if no one responds to your call, then go your own way. And I'll quote it in his own language, Bengali, Jodi tor dak shonek na se tobe ekla chalo re. Ekla chalo re means walk alone. But he was never alone. The whole nation followed him. His composition was adopted as the national anthem in India, Jana Gana Mana. Also his another composition, Amar Sonor Bangla, is adopted as the national anthem of Bangladesh, a neighboring country of India. Even the national anthem of Sri Lanka is inspired by his work. The whole South Asia was inspired by his work and teachings. Here I would now like to end by reading a poem from his most celebrated work, Gitanjali. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear storm of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of that habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Thank you very much.